6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Kanuz Ashraf. First, the headlines. Pakistan has strongly condemned terrorist attacks in Kabul this morning, claiming the lives of 46 people. Pakistan Army rejecting claims of the United States and Afghanistan regarding presence of any terrorist safe havens in Pakistan, said indiscriminate action has been taken against all terrorist outfits. DGISPR, addressing a news conference in Rawalpindi today, rubbished Indian claims of its soldiers crossing line of control and targeting Pakistani checkposts, said India made such false claims in the past as well. Prime Minister has directed to overhaul power transmission and distribution system and recovery process to address the issues of circular debt. In Indian-held Kashmir resistance leadership has appealed the people to completely boycott the local body's elections drama. The United Nations Children's Emergency Fund says the scale of attacks on children in the world's conflict zones reached shocking levels this year. And now the news in detail. Pakistan has strongly condemned the dastardly terrorist attack in Kabul this morning, in which many precious human lives were lost while a number of innocent people were injured. Foreign Office spokesperson in a statement today expressed heartfelt condolences with the families of those who have lost their loved ones in these brutal terrorist attacks and prayed for the speedy recovery of the wounded. He expressed solidarity with the government and brotherly people of Afghanistan. The spokesperson reiterated Pakistan's unequivocal condemnation of terrorism in its all forms and manifestations and firm resolve to eradicate this menace. In Afghanistan, at least 46 people, including 6 children, were killed and 48 wounded in a series of attacks on a cultural center and news agency in Kabul and a landmine explosion in Balkh today. Interior Ministry spokesman Najab Danish said an unknown number of suicide attackers set off an explosion outside the center before carrying out an attack inside. Islamic State has claimed responsibility for suicide attacks in Kabul. Pakistan Army has rejected claims of the United States and Afghanistan regarding presence of any terrorist safe havens in Pakistan. Addressing a news conference in Rawalpindi this afternoon, Major General Asif Ghafoor said there is no organized structure of any terrorist organization in Pakistan. He said through Operation Zarb-e-Azb, all terrorist safe havens have been indiscriminately wiped out. He said Army has taken indiscriminate action against terrorists of all hues and colors, including Haqqani Network. DGISPR said 2.7 million Afghan refugees still living in Pakistan need to be sent back, and for that, US and Afghan governments should create environment in Afghanistan for their return. Referring to the US threats about unilateral action inside Pakistan, Major General Asif Ghafoor said no amount of coercion will work, stressing that only engagement and trust-based cooperation can take us forward. He said they would never compromise on prestige and integrity of Pakistan. He vowed that Pakistan's security would be ensured at all costs. The army spokesman said Pakistan has done enough in the fight against terrorism and cannot do more for anyone else. DGISPR said,
Actually, this is turn and time for Afghanistan and United States to do more rather than asking Pakistan. We have been contributing and cooperating for peace inside Afghanistan, and we shall keep on doing this. No other country than Pakistan is interested in peace in Afghanistan, because we understand that peace in Afghanistan is essential for peace in Pakistan as well.
DGISPR said India does not want Pakistan to focus on war on terror, and it is continuously diverting Pakistan's attention to the eastern border. He said 52 civilians have been martyred and 254 injured in Indian ceasefire violations on line of control. The army spokesperson rubbishing Indian claims of crossing the lines of control said armed forces are fully prepared to meet any eventuality. He said New Delhi staged a similar drama of surgical strikes in Azad Kashmir last year. New Delhi again on Monday last claimed that their soldiers crossed the line of control and targeted Pakistani checkposts. He said India makes false claims for its domestic audience. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi has directed an overhaul of the power transmission, distribution and recovery process of the distribution companies to cut down inefficiencies and to find a permanent solution to the issue of circular debt. He was chairing a meeting in Islamabad to review issues related to furnace oil, petroleum and circular debt. The meeting also reviewed availability and consumption of gas by the power sector. The Prime Minister directed for constitution of a high-level committee to find solution to the issue of circular debt. The meeting took stock of the existing storage, production capacities of the local refineries and consumption and decided to restrict import orders for the furnace oil in future. It was decided that future import of furnace oil would be conditional to the approval from Cabinet Committee on Energy. The measure would help reduce import bill and ensure optimal operationalization of liquefied natural gas-based power plants. This is Radio Pakistan. Minister for Planning and Development Ahsan Iqbal has announced a 5-year scholarship scheme for raising professional capacity of Balochistan lawyers. Talking to a delegation of Balochistan High Court Bar Association, Balochistan Bar Council and Quetta Bar Association, led by Munir Ahmed Kakar in Quetta today, he said that the federal government will cooperate with the young lawyers to increase their professional capacity. He said scholarships will be awarded on 100% merit and transparency. Earlier, talking to newspersons on the occasion of inauguration of first executive passport office in Quetta, the minister said that India is spending hundreds of millions of dollars in order to create chaos in Pakistan by using the Afghanistan soil. He said that India wants to foil the CPEC mega project, but we would respond to its challenge through unity and solidarity of our nation. The Election Commission of Pakistan has designed a reliable result management system to further improve accuracy, efficiency and transparency of the results tabulation process in upcoming general election 2018. The system has capacity to store all the scanned forms along with data stored into the database permanently for audit, trial, accountability purposes. Independent monitoring wing has been established in the ECP to oversee pre-poll, post-poll activities and point out illegal practices, including huge spending on electoral exercises in violation of law. In occupied Kashmir, the joint resistance leadership, while strongly reacting to the announcement made by the Indian authorities about the local body's elections, has appealed people to completely boycott election drama. The leadership, comprising Sayyid Ali Gilani, Mirwais Umar Farooq and Muhammad Yasin Malik, in a statement issued in Srinagar today, said that the Indian rulers and their Kashmiri stooges had been using these elections to harm the interests of the Kashmiri people and their struggle for right to self-determination. The leaders said that participating in any such elections would strengthen the illegal occupation of India in Jammu and Kashmir. They said that Panchayat elections were an attempt to impose facet rule of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh in occupied territory. Meanwhile, complete shutdown was observed on the third consecutive day today in Pulwama district against the killing of Noor Muhammad Tantre. The United Nations Children's Emergency Fund says the scale of attacks on children in the world's conflict zones reached shocking levels this year. In a news report, UNICEF Director of Emergency Programs, Manuel Fontaine, said children were being targeted in their homes, schools, and playgrounds. He said such brutality cannot be new normal. The report highlights several conflict zones where it said children have suffered in the past year. It says millions more children suffer from malnutrition, disease, and trauma when access to food, water, sanitation, and health is prevented by fighting. United Nations independent investigator into human rights in Myanmar has asked China and Russia to highlight the human rights abuses in Myanmar. In an interview to UN Special Reporter Yang Yi Lee, urged international community to continue to work with China and Russia on human rights abuses in Myanmar. And finally, the weather report. Partly cloudy weather conditions are expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. Foggy conditions are likely to prevail over plain areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during night and morning hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com Radio Pakistan News Official.